Hello everybody, this is Johns Hopkins with Baltimore Heritage, and we're back with another of our 5-minute histories videos. And today I'm inside the Village Learning Place here on St. Paul Street at 25th. They have been here for 25 years. They're in a former Pratt Branch Library building that's been here for 125 years. And we're going to talk about the Village Learning Place and the former Pratt Library branch today. I am pleased that I'm going to be joined by the Village Learning Place's director, Liesje Gantert. She's going to join me in a minute, but let me say a few words before turning it over to her. And a quick thanks to Eli Poussin, my former colleague at Baltimore Heritage, who did a bunch of great research on this building and the Village Learning Place, and that's what I'm pulling from. So thanks, Eli. All right, let's start at the start, at least the start for the Pratt Library, and that was 1882, when a successful merchant, Baltimore merchant, Enoch Pratt, gave a gift of just over $1 million to Baltimore City to start a library system that bears his name. Baltimore really kind of hopped on things. 4 years later, they had accepted the gift. They had formed a board of trustees, and they opened the main branch on Mulberry Street, just across from where the current main branch is. And then just 3 months later, they opened the first 4 branches at Fremont and Pitcher, Hollins and Calhoun, Light and Giddings, and Canton and O'Donnell. So we were really rolling. Pratt's gift came with a stipulation, and this was the stipulation. He said, the library will be free for all, rich and poor, without distinction of race or color, who, when properly accredited, can take out the books if they will handle them carefully and return them. And apparently, we had a lot of people in Baltimore who were handling books carefully and returning them. We had the 4th most number of books of any system in the country by the early 1900s, behind only Boston, Chicago, and Cincinnati. And we had the 4th highest number of patrons behind Boston, Chicago, and New York. So we were really rolling. The branch here helped that. It got built in 1896. It was called the Peabody Heights branch, and it definitely helped us gain that moniker, the city that reads, that a lot of us saw on bus stop benches in a few years after 1896. But when it opened, it had 6,500 books and lots of patrons wanting to check them out, including nearby Goucher College students. This was before Goucher moved out to Towson. Lots of those folks were eager to read. In fact, just a year after opening, the head of the library system noted that the number of fiction books at the main branch, the circulation was declining because there were so many fiction books being checked out here at the Peabody Heights branch. Not sure that the Goucher students were checking out math textbooks, but they were checking out something. By the 1940s, things were really humming. The city actually considered tearing this building down and building a new, bigger branch on Calvert Street. Luckily, they didn't. 1952, it got renovated. And then in the 1960s and 70s, the demographics here changed. For one thing, Goucher moved out of the city in the 1950s, and the library accommodated more of a family orientation. They started read-aloud sessions with kids on weekends and movie nights for teens, for 2 things. By the 1970s and 80s, the Pratt system was experiencing budget cuts. Some of the smaller branches were closed. This one was spared for a while. In the 1990s, at one of the budget hearings, City Council member Joe de Blasi commented on that remark, the city that reads. He said, "It looks as though we are becoming a city that reads part-time. Ouch." And in 1997, the Pratt system, in fact, closed this branch. The neighbors were hopping mad. They picketed, they protested, they even sued to keep it open. They were not successful. But all that organizing in 1997 led to the creation of a new organization called the Village Learning Place. It opened its doors here in 2000 with lots and lots of donated books, no longer part of the Pratt Library system, but still a center for the neighborhoods around it of reading and learning. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Liesje. Liesje, we are all yours.
It's great to come to work every day in a wonderful historical building that serves as the a community center for Charles Village. So we are a nonprofit independent library. I haven't found a lot of them in my Google searching, and we do kind of everything a normal library does, just in this one little space. So we do everything from library toddler story times all the way up to our monthly senior teas. Our largest programming by far is our after school and summer programming for neighborhood kids. We call it LINK. It stands for Let's Invest in Neighborhood Kids, and we have LINK Summer and LINK After School for pre-K through 6th grade, and then we have LINK Leaders, which our 7th through 12th graders participate in. So I think our first programming as a brand new organization, one was story times. So they were doing stoop story times even before the library reopened as the Village Learning Place. So when construction and renovations were happening inside this space, there was story times for the neighborhood children on the steps of the branch number 6, or what was formerly branch number 6 library. And then our first kind of community event was our spooky harvest night, and we just had that 2 weeks ago, so it's still going strong, and that is our annual Halloween celebration here in the library. Kids do check out books. I'm not sure what our circulation statistics are, because honestly that's not something we really track. We do have books going in and out. We have families that come in. We do have adult titles as well, and so that's actually one of the new things that we are investigating right now, is creating a library of things. So in addition to books, hopefully in the future you'll be able to come to the Village Learning Place and check out things, maybe like camping gear, maybe a fancy baking pan, something that you don't need to buy to use one time, but that we would have it here at the library. We're talking about maybe a seed library. We're not really sure how this works, but again, we're still investigating, but hopefully that will be coming up soon. So we're really excited. The library has done extensive renovations while we were kind of shut down for the pandemic. We completely repointed the exterior of the building. The inside has all been repainted. The lights as of last week have all been retrofitted and fixed with new LED lights. And we are back to our pre-pandemic hours. So our regular hours, we're now open to the public, and we really hope everyone comes out to join us. We are celebrating 25 years, so we've got a lot of different activities and events, and kind of are reimagining and reinvigorating the Village Learning Place Library here in our 25th year.